Alright. So my problem is the global water health, or the global water crisis. So water is an essential ingredient to life that is now becoming a scarce resource. And according to the World Health Organization and UNICEF, 783 million people worldwide do not have access to clean and safe drinking water. The demand for clean and safe drinking water is a growing and concerning issue internationally. Clean and safe drinking water is a pivotal issue in the international environment, and the international community should become more invested in this issue because providing clean and safe drinking water to those in need can improve the impoverished communities and create a better quality of life for those in need, which in turn will provide for better communities and a greater infrastructure in those struggling communities. So by investing in the clean water alone, according to the World Health Organization, young children around the world can gain more than 413 million days of health. And firstly, 1 in 9 people globally don't have access to clean and safe drinking water, according to the World Health Organization. So that means that 8 out of every 9 people have clean access to water around the world, but for every 9th person, they'll become sick or they'll die due to a deadly disease that's contaminated in the water. Secondly, there's an issue of water quality around the world. According to the United Nations, major sources of water pollution are human settlements, industrial and agricultural activities. Furthermore, the UN comes out to say that 80% of sewage in developing countries is discharged untreated into water bodies. And from these water bodies, the United Nations states that the nitrates from agriculture is the most common chemical contaminant in the world's underground groundwater aquifers. And according to the Minnesota Department of Public Health, the nitrates will then turn into nitrites, which is a chemical that can interfere with the blood's ability to carry oxygen. This is particularly harmful for infants and kids who are younger. Finally, the global water crisis poses a threat economically and politically. In underdeveloped countries, water is scarce and it therefore causes conflicts. With a shortage of water and an inability to provide water to these countries, it can undercut economic growth in that nation, and can worsen conflicts over resources, and can even affect global security by worsening conditions in states that are close to failure. This information comes from Nicholas Kane and Peter Gleich in their article, The Global Water Crisis. And according to these authors, from 1999 to 2001, an average of only $3 billion from the United Nations was provided to water supply and sanitation projects. This is only a fraction of what the UN budget has put towards this. A lot of their other budgets are going to just humanitarian rights rather than health concerning issues. So water, like I said earlier, is a key ingredient to life, and it causes conflicts worldwide. By investing more into these water projects, not only would there be health benefits globally, but we would also see conflicts begin to cease, economies would begin to grow, and countries would begin to rise and flourish. Conclusively, all this information and data goes to show how pivotal and vital the global water crisis is. The crisis has proven to be the source of many international issues, and since it is the key ingredient necessary for life, hundreds of millions of people do not have access to the clean water, and developing countries don't have a sanitary way of getting clean water. And water is the resource that is destroying countries and creating conflict and causing political and economic issues. If the United Nations were to increase their budget on these projects, the entire world would see an improvement in health, politics, and economics overall. And as stated earlier, clean and safe drinking water is a pivotal issue in the international environment, and the international community should become more invested in the issue because providing clean and safe water to those in need can improve the impoverished communities and create a better quality of life for those in need, which in turn will provide for better communities and greater infrastructure in those struggling communities. And I want to leave you with one closing thought. Every year, more than 5 million people die from contaminated water or water-related diseases from the article, Global Water Crisis. So I encourage you to go online, check out the United Nations website, see how you can get involved and the crisis. Thank you.